Oh, hey, internets. Today we're going to be talking about Jaina. You know, Jaina Proudmoore, crazy, Kirin Tor leader who is now, as of Legion, no longer the crazy Kirin Tor leader because she's, I don't know, mad and she just dipped. I don't know, but Khadgar's in charge now, and I feel a lot safer with him in charge. So what is Jaina actually going to be doing during this expansion? Now, all likelihood, she's just going to be completely avoided and they're not even going to touch on her character. That's one idea, but she is a major lore character, so there is a chance that she's doing something that could be beneficial, maybe coming in a later patch. So this is some of my ideas. Number one is that she could become a villain. Maybe she snaps, joins the Legion, and kind of goes crazy. The likelihood of this is really not high. I don't really think that they would burn Jaina out and make her a villain just on the fly. She kind of is, up and down with her emotions, but enough to make her a villain? I don't think so. If they're not really going to make Sylvanas a villain, I don't think they can rightfully make Jaina a villain. That leads me to option number 2. They do make her a villain in the same way that they would make Sylvanas one, in that we don't fight them, but they're doing something that is less than admirable. And maybe it's one particular patch that we have to go and pretty much just knock some sense into them. We go on some quest line to kind of pull them back towards the good side, and that's the end of it. And Jaina could be the person for the Alliance, and Sylvanas could be the person for the Horde. Again, I don't even think this one's super likely, specifically because Jaina's not on the website, but Sylvanas is, which means that Sylvanas is going to likely be a major lore character for this expansion, especially with the return of her sister, and Jaina is just not there at all. Lastly, I think that she could actually be doing something good for people, more so in the sense that she has a connection to the dragon flights through Kalagos. If you read Dawn of the Aspects, you know that Kalagos is the dragon aspect of magic who gets kind of sucked back in time to experience when the proto-drakes became the aspects, or the particular proto-drakes that would become Neltharion and Alistraza, Ysera, Norzdomu, and Malagos. He takes the role of Malagos in this, and in the real world, Jaina is the person who's trying to kind of figure out what's going on and why he keeps warping back and forth and kind of losing touch with his human side, I guess, his transformation form, and becoming more and more scaly and dragon-like. So there's a connection with the dragon flights there, in that there is kind of a love interest going on. Maybe with the return of the Legion, you're going to see her reaching out to the dragon aspects, attempting to pull them in like they did in the War of the Ancients to come help fight against the Legion. The dragons haven't really played any role since Cataclysm, because now the dawning of the mortals, and we're in charge of the world because we weren't doing anything in the first place, I guess. So maybe she's just trying to be a liaison for them, pull them in. They'd be powerful allies, even if there isn't that many left, but who knows? I think that if they are going to use Jaina in this particular expansion, that's a really solid route to go on, and it ties in some of the extended universe lore, and it would be cool to actually have the aspects come back in, because the dragons they're an important part in an important race in World of Warcraft, not as well as a part, but to have them just kind of be off to the side, not doing anything right now, it's a pretty big waste of characters. And most of them they're really cool characters. They're well-designed characters. There's a lot of depth to them. So it'd be cool to see them come back in, and Jaina is the most likely candidate to pull them in. Granted, you could have Khadgar go and do it and have him just, pull his little I'm now the Guardian kind of in some way thing. I mean, it'd be nice if Blizzard explained that. I'm hoping that happens in this expansion, maybe some extended universe little comic or something along those lines that will really solidify why Khadgar has Atesh and is now essentially the Guardian, pulling the whole Medivh thing, transforming into bird. I actually had the theory that Medivh was Khadgar, or Khadgar was possessed by Medivh in some way, because this was all leading towards the Legion, but that kind of got blown to hell at the end of Warlords, with that cinematic being just Khadgar. So, hey, but that's my opinion. That's what I think might be going on with Jaina. Again, some of them aren't really likely, but that last one I think is a really viable and pretty awesome option to re-add the dragon aspects to World of Warcraft, because a lot of people really like the dragons, and Jaina's a good conduit to do so. If you think that these ideas are pretty good, or if you have your own ideas as far as what Jaina might be doing, if she's even going to be a viable character in this expansion, let me know in the comments below, and we'll have a little chat, bro.